Let's see who's the first person to come in here. Set that for live chat. What's up, Jared? My wife hasn't left for work yet. Yeah, I still have the hair. It is a busy weekend. It probably is going to come off sometime in the next month or so. So, I shot a video. What's up, Jeremy? I shot a video Saturday when I was at the shop. No, but weed seems to work really well. So I shot a video at the shop on Saturday. My wife's watching TV, so I'm trying not to be too loud. Shot a video and I couldn't get it to load the interface between YouTube. It was not my internet because my friend Brian brought over an airport, an Apple airport, and I was able to split my network. I was able to split my network so that stuff that I want really good, definite Wi-Fi for are on a different network than things that don't require the amount of broadband, like my security system. It's communicating just with the base. There's the memory stored on the cameras locally, so all of that makes it mean that it does not need that crazy, insane speed, network speed, like I do for this. And I figured out why I don't have internet in the kitchen sometimes, why it kicks off when I step into the kitchen. It is because San Diego Gas and Electric, SDG&E, has installed a smart meter on our homes. Well, it has its own signal. And so that's what's drowning out the signal in my kitchen. That's why I can walk into my kitchen and I don't have Wi-Fi, but that's a new thing, and that's why it didn't start until here just recently. I was like, why don't I have signal in the kitchen? Every place else in the house, I got like screaming fast, and I step into the kitchen and I lose it. Well, this airport seemed to be working, and Brian and I have a solution. If we can't get it to work the way I want, we're gonna bring the airport down on a hard line, like right here into the kitchen somewhere. That way my wife has signal and the downstairs has all that signal. So we might just make a really long LAN cord and just run it down the stairwell and put that that airport somewhere here in the kitchen area. So that makes sense, and that way the downstairs and upstairs are both covered. So basically I have two Wi-Fi routers now. One for shit that doesn't have to be crazy fast, and the rest of the shit that is like my phone, my wife's phone. So when my wife leaves here in just a little bit, this will be the only device connected to that network. And so there's basically, I have three networks available now. I have the AT&T network if somebody's coming over and they just want, to be able to text and stuff like that. And then I have it's actually CS Web is my network, because Brian set it up for crazy sharp web, and so it has a 3G and a 5G and a 2.5 gigahertz, so you can pick between the two. So one being like a guest network, or devices that, like my daughter's iPhone is old and it does not connect on 5G, so it only connects on 2.5. So what's on the plate for today? I got some emails I got to send here in a little bit. This morning's going to be spent doing emails. I have to get stuff packed up for Charles Anderson in Sweden, all of his stuff, and start getting it packed. I got a lot of it already packed up. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to get it all packed. I don't want to try and send like 2 great big packages. I'm going to have to talk to Charles here in a little bit later. My wife's laying down on the floor with the dog here. Watch this. think they like each other. I think they do. So, but what I was saying is, I shot a video on Saturday. It's gonna go up today. I think I fixed the issues. I had some of my transitions, the cuts. I think that's what caused the problem. So I tried to get fancy with it, and I don't think it was a good idea. Oh, you guys ready for some news? Remember I did the video about the Mattia Barani kitchen knife, that VG10 Damascus, 64 layer Damascus kitchen knife that Nico had? Well, Mattia reached out to me over the weekend and told me, he's like, hey, I really like that review. Thank you very much. He's like, I would love to just send you one as a thank you for the, and I was completely unsolicited. Not like I did the review to get a knife. I was like, well, that would be fucking amazing. So Mattia reached out to me and he says that it's either already shipped or will be shipping soon, that he's sending me one of those kitchen knives because I really, really liked it. It's an amazing knife. And it's up there with, okay, so you guys know, I'm a professional knife sharpener. I sharpen a lot of stuff. Your best bet, Phil, is to check and follow Mattia Barani on Instagram. And I think the updates on that. But I mean, you could start checking Blade HQ and stuff like that. So the other thing too is he has a couple models of that knife. Why does my hat look so crooked? So he has a couple other models that he's doing as well. He's doing a traditional chef's knife. Then he has the one like I had that it's almost a Bowie style. And so he's got a lot of stuff that he's doing. Maybe, yeah, May, June. So basically I'm getting an early release. And it was cool. We've talked, I like Mattia. I like Mattia a lot. He's a really good guy. Are you going, am I into guns? Well, I was a gunner's mate in the Navy. I'm into guns a lot. That was my whole job for, well, even after I retired, I ran the armory and a range for 2 years. So 20 years of just armory and range, and then I did the conventional arms, ammunition, and explosives security program when I was doing counter surveillance, counterterrorism as well. So I did 26 years of just working with weapons and ordnance and explosives. That was I was shipboard gunnery. And so I played, at very fast, I haven't done anything really with my daughter for a while. I mean, we do stuff, but like last night she wanted to play the PlayStation 3 Move Sports Champions game, and we were doing the bowling and just swinging that. This is that shoulder that has been rebuilt a few times. It's tender today. It's tender, just that slinging that, because you have to rotate it and stuff like that. If you don't, it doesn't. It's a lot like bowling. You got if you get off center and stuff like that, and it tracks your movement. It's actually a lot of fun, but shoulder hurts today right here from doing that rolling that controller out. I should get my bowling ball out and take her and start going bowling. So, no, it's just a typical Monday morning, a lot of stuff. I've got some shipping to do, stuff that did not get out. Like I said, Friday, I had to go to the hospital. If you guys if you saw Saturday's feed. So Friday, no shipping got done. I didn't go to the Forge Friday night. I went to the Forge Saturday and did a little bit of work, but I had a spinal tap, so my back was still kind of tender, and I just some lower back pain, and so I didn't overdo it. I did one knife and worked on that ADV a little bit. So today, just gonna do some customer interaction. I want to make sure that he's good with the finish on this knife. Just go through some stuff. I have a video that I'm going to try and shoot if I can get done. I still have some sharpening to do. Your Malice and your Archie. I think 252 was my highest game when I was on the league. I won, we had a league in Japan and I worked at the ordnance facility, and I think I think I won like $300 that year because you all paid into it, and there was money you paid. At the end of the year, they paid out like fucking awards. So I think the first year I bowled on that league, I wasn't that great. Second year I bowled, that would have been the year that Yuka and I got married. I think I won like $200 or $300 at the end of the season for the highest unhandicapped score for the entire league. But I've always bowled, loved to bowl. So I have my own set of shoes, my own ball. This shoulder has been rebuilt. Like, I've had like 3 shoulder surgeries, and so I can't bowl more than like a game or 2 before it starts to bother me. This is a quiet one. Everybody must be at work. I think either 242 or 252, something like that. I think that was my highest score. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Problem we had was I was a horrible person when I was younger, and I was known for dating multiple girls at once. And so I was dating my wife before it was serious. I was also dating another girl, and they both wound up being at bowling a few times after Yuka and I got married because she started dating another guy there. And so we had to wind up seeing, and Yuka found out, and I told her, I was like, I made the decision after this fucking relationship had went sideways, and my wife and I kind of broke up for a while, and then got back together, and it was awkward because the girl that I was sleeping with, well, we were broke up, wound up being at the bowling that I went to every Tuesday night. Surprised I've managed to not fucking be an idiot. There's the OG Fortis boys with that unique finish. It's dirty. Let me wipe it off. Oh, guys, I would never cheat on a wife, because what's the most I'd ever spend on a knife? I spent upwards of $2,000 on a knife. I don't think I would spend that again, because you get into that, that $2,000 range. You're getting into like custom knives and things like that, and there's just so many issues. Case in point, I had a custom knife come in that was really nice, real kind of similar to construction, like a Ferrum Forge. I mean, it's a frame lock. They're real consistent. And the guy had paid $1,200 or $1,300 for it, and I could go like this, and I could watch the lock bar work. So this was, I think these were $400 when they first came to market, and they're rock solid. That's the thing I'm seeing is, I've seen a couple of the touch knives that are so much more expensive that have had some lock slip, but I will say that those guys took that knife right back and fixed it. And then I'm gonna try and shoot some video about this today. I have not really used this knife for much anything. It's got a fairly faceted edge. I didn't go to the point of knocking so much of the shoulders off on this like I would a customer's knife, so you can still see some shoulders and some small facets. But I haven't used this for anything. I cut some packages, and I cut some pizza on a paper plate. And there are chips there. 2, 3, 4 little microchips that I am going to take a picture of with that microscope. So, this whole thing that there's been the thing, like, I know you guys like Vinny Nero. Hang on a second. So Vinny and I went back and forth about, I got coffee in my mustache. Vinny and I went back and forth about S30V. So the S30V and chipping thing. Now I've seen Vinny do some stuff with some of his knives where he was cutting into aluminum and things like that. And he said he didn't get any chipping. But I have a knife that I do. This doesn't get a lot of hard use. This is my left-handed pocket carry. So it gets pulled out like when I've got like, because this is, if I've got this in my pocket and I don't want to get that finish, because I know why, that finish is fucking amazing. I don't want to get it all greasy and nasty because I want to be able to show it to people. So there's a lot of times I got like 2 or 3 knives. Like if you were going to ask to cut something, if you were going to ask to borrow my knife, I'd say, what are you going to cut? And you say an apple, I'm going to hand you this one. If you want to look at the, I use this, I'm lying, I use this. I'd hand you this if you were going to use it for some medium to light cutting task. This would be something if you're going to cut something a little bit harder. If you're going to cut something really hard, I'd tell you to fucking go get a pair of scissors or a utility knife. So this doesn't get a lot of super hard use. It gets used for little minor stuff, but if there's no reason I should be having chipping. There's at least 3 chips, at least 3 little microchips in here, and then lines going into the blade where you can see that chip has went into the blade a little further. Like you can almost see them with the bare eye, the naked eye, but there's no reason that this should have chipping. It does not get used that hard. I have other knives that if I'm gonna just really have to go to town on stuff, I'll pull out my Sebenza, which handles heavy cutting tasks really well. Or I'm gonna get that Rat 1 in D2 and go to town with it because it does really well because it's a nice wide blade, thin, and it's got a big long sweep, and it's really comfortable to hold on to for like if you're doing a lot of cutting. So unfortunately, this is not. Your hands would get tired if you're doing a lot of heavy cutting with this, which is why I say I don't know what would have caused the chipping. I know that it doesn't touch the backspacer because I would be able to see that in here. So I just can't think of anything that would have caused those little chips, except just that it's the steel and it's prone to chipping. And guys, you ready for this? I actually got a paycheck from YouTube this time. The additional traffic on the channel, I actually was able to get a paycheck that I could almost buy something nice with. So it was, I can't really tell you how much I made, but it was over 100. It was over 100 for the last month. So that's over 200 I've made in the last 2 months on YouTube. So, you know, the more videos you have, the longer it goes, the better it is, and the more it gets noticed. And it takes a while to build your channel. I was talking with Nick Shabazz the last time I saw him, and he said, yeah, there's a point where you plateau. He said, yeah, you're at that point. Like the 3 to 5,000 is usually where you hit a plateau, and then all of a sudden it takes off again. And so, you know, he's got like, what's he got, like 18,000 subscribers or something like that? So I wish they had a bronze play button. That would be cool. I don't know. I don't think they do. I don't think there's anything at the 10,000. I think the first thing you get for YouTube is the 100,000. So there are other levels and you get notified of them, but so no guys, I'm just going to drink my coffee. I've got to, it's 8:30. Give us a few more minutes. I'll wait till my wife leaves, and then I have got to go upload the video I shot earlier in the week, and I have got to finish some emails. I got a bunch of emails. 75,000 now. Wow. Oh, so how many does Jim Skelton have? Which reminds me, I have got to send that prototype to Jim. He wanted to see one of the prototypes of the Hornets. Oh, I reviewed the drawings from Wii. It looks good. I'm going to send back and tell him it looks good. That's the other email I got to send. The Hornets, I don't know. We're trying to make sure, I want to make sure that everything's good. We already decided adding material to the thickness of the handles. We are adding what was I going to say? We are adding 1 millimeter to each scale for the thickness, and we are changing the handle material. I know a lot of you guys really like the carbon fiber but it is so slippery when your hands get wet. I did a lot of testing. I actually dropped one of them. I have to resharpen it. Because I'm not sure. Here's the thing too. The prototypes were an S35VN. I think I told him I wanted to do the actual run in M390, but a lot of times prototype materials, just whatever they got laying around, it might be marked S35VN just because you want to see how the markings look. And I 100% understand that. I was talking with Elliot, and he says, I tell him just prototype on whatever you got laying around, because it's not going to get a lot of heavy use, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm not sure if they prototyped that in something other than S35VN, but it was marked as S35VN. So I am trying to get the actual production version to be in M390 with, now they're gonna have G10 scales. Like I said, if it's disappointing, I'm sorry guys, but carbon fiber was just too slick. It wants to slip out of your hands. And the fact is, with it being narrow across the back, it wants to roll in your hand a little bit. And so I was trying to just do some general cutting tasks, and I was like, nope, it's too thin. So added 1 millimeter on each side to make it just a little thicker. So, yeah. Let's see, what else? What else is going on? Daughter has a competition this weekend. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. So guys, if you are sending me anything, or if you have something here at my house for refinish, which I know I have some stuff, it's not gonna happen this weekend. It might happen this week if I can get stuff done in time to get up to Elliot's and work on it, or I'll just work late a couple nights this week. But my daughter has skating competition Saturday and Sunday. So my weekend is not gonna be spent working. It's gonna be spent at the ice rink locally, luckily this time. So I don't have to drive all the way to LA or Ontario or any of those other freaking places that we always wind up going. It's only about a 15, maybe. Nah, it's closer to a 30-minute drive from here, as opposed to the 2 hours to 2.5 hours it takes us to get to some of the other ice rinks. So expect at least one video. But she's competing on 2 different days, 2 different events. So I really like this. I didn't think I would. I had not gotten to see the Rajah in person, really, and I was like, you know what? It's not too bad. You get the stuff you'd want from a Kukri, but it's a folder, but it is extremely... Nah, we played around at it. It was bad because what had happened was Matt... Hey, what's up, David? Matt wants to clean that pool up just so it doesn't look like an eyesore. He wants to fill it in. So, you know, it costs money to maintain it, the chemicals, the water you have to keep it at because it has to be at a certain level to run the pump. And I'm pretty sure it has a leak, and that's why he keeps having to fill it. There should be no reason to fill that as much rain as we've had. But what happened was he got it cleaned, and then we had all that nasty weather, and it got filled up with leaves and all that crap, and it had a dead rat in it. And so we spent that afternoon while I was doing a couple things. I didn't want to drive all the way to shop, so Matt has the same masking agent. Matt is building a little workshop in his garage that it's got some of the stuff that we would normally do up at the shop, but he's like 5 minutes away on a good day. Bad traffic, he's 10. And so it just made sense for me to go over there to mask off that blade that you saw. Well, you haven't seen it yet because the video hasn't uploaded. So I just stayed over there and masked it while that stuff was curing and drying up to put the next layer on. We just were fucking cleaning his pool, and then we got to drinking beer and hanging out, and then I had a migraine all week. That was the day before, it was Wednesday. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it was in an Instagram post that I did. So, well guys, I need to get to work on some of these emails so that I have a few knives to sharpen. I have stuff coming today. So, true. I have the paper with what you owe me on it, and I will shoot you a text when we get off of here. So it's over here somewhere. Yeah, I got home. So last night, I got home. I was telling you I was going to get with you, and I decided that my daughter and I wanted to play video games. So we played PlayStation Sports Champions with the Move controllers. And so we were playing bowling and table tennis, and what else did we play? I forget. We played a couple. Yeah. Well, I don't have to spend that much time with her, actually. So any time that I do get, holy crap, Publishers Clearinghouse, only 2 days to winner selection. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I go on PCH.com every day and enter over and over again. I would put as many entries as I can for that $7,000 a week. That would be amazing. I don't fucking see it happening, but it could happen, you know, possibly. So, yeah, that's definitely got a couple chips in it that I can't figure out where they came from. So guys, it's been about 30 minutes. I haven't seen, there's a couple people I was hoping to see log in on here that I haven't seen. So Dwayne, I haven't talked to him for a couple days. I wanted to talk to him about something, so I'm gonna call him after this. And like I said, a couple emails, and then I gotta talk to Charles Anderson. I gotta get his stuff shipped. I keep telling him I'm gonna do it. So, David, that's the other thing. So since David, so that you know, here we go. I did not make it to the Forge at all last week. I went Saturday and I did not see Elliot. I had to have a spinal tap for just some diagnostics. They were curious about my headache. They were worried. They were afraid that maybe I had meningitis. I was running a low-grade fever. So they gave me a spinal tap. So Friday, I was at home all day. I didn't get a chance to ask Elliot anything about those knives. And it might be a little bit, because like I was saying, I don't want to sharpen them before we decide what we're going to do about maybe trying to get the rust off. And so it probably will not be this week. My daughter has competition all weekend. So if I can make it up there this week, I definitely will ask Elliot if we can figure out a soak. And if it is a matter of just soaking it in that rust remover I told you about, then I will, I'll let you know. And I can probably do it here. I know where I can get some of the stuff that I was talking about. So it's not that hard to come by. So that's it, guys. It's been 30 minutes. That's as much as I can dedicate to right now, because like I said, email to We about the Hornets, email to like 4 or 5 customers that were emailing me over the weekend that I just, like I said, Friday had a spinal tap, and on Saturday it was a day where I went up and I refinished one knife, and then I came home and hung out with the wife and kid. And then on Easter, I just hung out here at the house, smoked a bunch of weed. I did literally all day. So I did wake and bake, and I stayed that way until I went to bed last night. So anyway, guys, I got to get off here. I will talk to you all later. Love you. Like I said, keep your eyes open. There's going to be a video going up. I have to repost it. I don't know why it wouldn't go through. I'm going to try it again this morning. If it doesn't go through, then I'll try it again this evening. But I'm hoping to have it up here in an hour or so for a 1 o'clock Pacific time premiere. So guys, that's it. I'll talk to you later.